So hello everybody, welcome back. Um, so today I am going to ask several hard questions, and you better have an answer for them if you are preparing for hard times. And this is a, a choice that you will be given or you will have to make forcefully. And nobody tells you about this. And if you were to have given the choice or talk about this with a hell of a lot of people, 99% of them will tell you that they will have made this choice sooner, or they will face it differently that they are facing it right now. And it is something to consider. So, grab your coffee, tea, whatever it is that you drink, and you may need to, take a notebook, to write something. And breathe, because although the things that I'm going to ask seem obvious, they are not obvious. So, if you wanted to buy me a coffee, to share that with me, you can do that in the link down below. If you wanted to help me out, you can also send an Amazon gift card in the link down below. And here is the question. Are you really, and I emphasize the word really expecting hard times? And second question, if you are, if your answer is yes, I'm expecting hard times, then how hard or how bad do you think is going to be? In a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being, okay, I am in a terror movie and I have no way out of it, and there is no ending. 10 being like that. And 1 being, okay, I probably will not have a job, and I will probably have to go to another means for getting money or stuff like that. That is an easy thing. In a level 1 up to 3, it might be like you or somebody that you know having a hard time, meaning you're preparing for big layouts, and you're expecting to be out of a job, or you're expecting a storm, and you're preparing for hurricane season, or typhoon season, or you're preparing for an earthquake and stuff like that. Those are level 3 out of 10 hard times. And I do mean 3 out of 10. If you're thinking that those are horrible, oh hell no, they are picnics compared to everything else. So, I'm going to ask again. Are you preparing for hard times? Yes? Okay. Second question. How hard do you think it will be in that kind of a scale? And number 2 question, based upon your answer of yes. Is your family on board? Meaning, are they also preparing with you to this, to face this thing? And if so, do they consider the scale the same as you? Because that's not the same. See, I'm going to be here very very emotional, because I'm going to tell you some stories so that you might be able to understand everything. So I have a friend. She was in a motorcycle accident. And then, she couldn't walk for 7 months. She needed surgery to fix her leg. And she's 19. And she, at this point, she's 19. She is young, beautiful, and everything. She's single. And she was out in the motorcycle. She had an accident. Now, she doesn't have $4,000 to pay for the surgery. And even if she did, she still needs to buy the titanium plates and stuff that they are going to put in her leg and other things. And those things are extremely hard to get, and you will have to have them imported and things like that. So basically, she's hopeless. Now, there was another woman who was next to her, okay? And this woman who was next to her was into a mugging. She was robbed, basically. And she was in the hospital because when she was mugging, the perpetrator pushed her. And because she was pushed, she had bruises and cuttings and other stuff like that. And then, people took her to the hospital because she needed to get stitches in several places, because she was basically, thrown into the pavement. And of course, if you put a war between your skin, the pavement is never going to even move. Oh hell, it knows that it will win. So, oh hell, this woman, she had to just get stitches. She could move, she could walk, she was, in one piece, she was okay, basically. But she was screaming the hell out of everyone in the hospital. She thought that she was going to die. She thought that this was by far the worst experience that she could possibly had, and she said that her whole world was dying, and she thought that the world was going to end, and then she couldn't make anything. Like, it was insane. Basically, the woman was more than shocked. The woman was, and then everybody there was just looking at her like, are you some sort of, alien that just landed here? What the hell? You are in Venezuela. You can expect to be mugged. So if you are outside with cell phones and rings and everything, and you're wearing gold, what the hell do you expect? So basically, people there, other people are mad at her because she is crying and she cannot cope with that. Now, for her, being mugged and being on the pavement and all of that, for her, that was like a terror movie, 10-level kind of hell thing. She just couldn't make it. Mentally and emotionally, she was in a level 10 of an apocalyptic kind of thing. My friend, who was in the accident and she could not move out of the bed from the hospital for nearly 7 months, to the point in which finally they were going to make something else for her to move her leg and everything. But by the time she was actually able to move, the bone already healed itself. So She didn't even need the surgery anymore, basically because she was totally immobilized for nearly 7 months. Like, she couldn't even go to the bathroom at all. No, she was not allowed to move out of the freaking bed for 7 months. For her, this, in a scale from 1 to 10, this was probably a 5 or 6. Because there was one time in which there was a woman that came running to the hospital, and the woman was carrying a boy, and the boy had an allergy to something, and the boy was swallowing, like swallowing, like big, like no, it was a big floating frog or something. You couldn't even tell what the hell, and he was purple, green, blue, oh crap, whatever the hell, because the guy, oh crap, and the boy, the boy even died. The doctor had to put adrenaline into the boy so that he wouldn't die on the mother's arm and everything. Oh crap. So she said, oh hell no, I'm okay. I would rather be, I would rather be in here, I'm just not, sitting down, not normal. But, compared to that, oh, hell no, I'm okay. So, so for that woman who was next to her, going to the hospital, where, thank God that at that time they had the adrenaline thing to give him. Because that boy was lucky. Because a hell of a lot of times, people go to the hospitals and they will tell you, I cannot treat you because I don't have gloves and you require sutures, like stitches. And I don't have a suture kit to do anything to you. Sorry, run to the next hospital or you can risk infection and die. So, oh hell, that woman was very lucky. So, she asked, because the boy had to stay there for observation and everything. She asked her, the woman, if this was like a, how did she feel or whatever. And she said that this situation that she experienced, in a scale from 1 to 10, it was like a 10. But she said that living her life was already a 10 because once they were discharged from the hospital, she will not know what to do because the reason why the boy had an allergy and everything is because they were eating from the trash. Because she did not have anything to give him. And now she has a double problem. She cannot give him whatever the hell you can find. Because now she knows that the boy is allergic to food. So, a special food, which you don't have food, let alone a special food. So, she was living a 10, freaking 10 in a level apocalyptical kind of thing. Now, in her mind, she said that she was hopeful and she was praying, so she felt like if it was an 8, and it was bearable because she was with God. Now, question. Are you the type of person that as soon as you see a little bit of blood or you are a little bit hungry, you are thinking that the whole world is going to end? Because if so, then a level of an apocalyptical thing, like a real apocalyptical thing, you're not going to handle. I'm sorry, but you're just not. And at this point, several people will take several approaches to this. And the approaches will be drugs, prostitution, and a hell of a lot of other things that you don't want to know. So again, question, what kind of a level, realistical level of hard times do you expect? And what kind of a level can you handle mentally? Because, like I said, if reality is going to hit you with a level 10 and you were expecting a level 3 or 4, oh hell no, you're not making it. I mean, you are. You're not going to die. But, oh hell. Oh hell no. It's going to take an even toll on you because not everybody will be able to handle that. And at this point, it's important to understand this. If you have an answer that says 5 or more, sorry, I got interrupted. So anyway, like I was saying, if you, realistically speaking, you are expecting a situation in which, in a scale from 1 to 10, is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or even 10, you need an exit strategy. And you need to have everyone on board with you. And if you don't have everyone on board with you, you need a plan. And you need to have some sort of decision now. So let me explain this a little bit better. It will sound brutal. And it will sound, oh my God, like I'm heartless or emotionless or whatever the hell. Oh crap, you don't know. You don't even know half of it. So I'm going to start by telling you this. I have told you about it in other videos. So when Chavez took power, 1 in every 200, 300 people left the country within 6 months. These people thought that the situation with Chavez in power was going to be so bad that they thought, okay, this place is going to go to hell. This place is going to go to a 10 or an 8. And they said, oh hell no, I'm not handling it, so I'm leaving. And in fact, there were even journalists and people that documented this, and they were calling it throwaway parties. They sold everything and left. This is 1 in every 200 to 300 people. And this is where, when you could get passports easily, where you could get anything done easily, when you still had electricity all the time, water all the time, where you have, public transportation working and everything was going fine. But they smelled rotten things, so they left. And then a lot of people followed over several months later. And then over the years. And now it is not 1 in every 200 people, it is 1 in every 100. So then is 1 in every 50 people. And then it is 1 in, 1 in every 20 people. And so it's impossible for you not to know a hell of a lot of people that flee this place. And now you are facing a hell of a lot of pressure to stay or leave. And now leaving is nearly impossible. Because the longer that you are in a place that is going to hell, the more than other people are going to realize that this place is going to hell. And so getting documents is going to be even harder and harder and harder. And for all I know, it will be impossible for you to get documentation. As in passports, IDs, and in the year 2000, we didn't need visas for going to Europe or going for any other Latin country or whatever. But now you need visas. And not only do you need visas, but oh hell, you need to spend a hell of a lot of money and time. And now you need approval for the freaking visas. It's not like you apply and you get it. Oh hell no. Now there is a selection. Now if you want to travel, oh hell no, you're not traveling. Because there is a selection thing. And I'm not talking about COVID, the vaccine, prepared, whatever the hell. Oh no, I'm talking about just because you are Venezuelan. So basically, right now, if you are from a place that is in hell, you will face xenophobia. You will face being illegal in every place that you go. You will face not having documentation, which will increase the chance for human trafficking over 20 times over. If before you wanted to go to the US, all you needed to do is go to the embassy and ask several times. Maybe some people had to go 3 or 4 times to try to get a freaking visa. But you could do it. And even if you couldn't go to the US, you could still go to Europe, no visas, no nothing. And then you just pay for the freaking plane ticket, leave. Because getting the passport was like, okay, you can get the passport. It will be $50. Just go and get it. That's it. At the time, it's easy. I got interrupted again. So anyway, so if you don't have documentation and you don't have money and you don't even have proof, let's say that you are saying that you are an engineer. Yeah, what is your proof? Or let's say that you are a lawyer. Yeah, what is your proof? Yeah, no, you don't have proof. You don't have anything. So you ended up being in refugee camps most of the time. And when you are in a refugee camp, most of the time, you are living, in the most weird conditions. You depend upon somebody else. And that might be a hell of a lot better than the life that you were leaving behind. However, here is the kicker, and this is why you need a plan. And this is why you need to make a decision now before that actually happens, because then it will be too late. The decision is, what are you doing to get passports? Let's say that you are from the US, but your mother is from Spain. So, question, why are you not getting Spanish passports? You're like, oh, no, my passport is, strong and I am from the US and I do not need a Spanish passport. Yes, you do. What the hell? Yes, you do. If you are preparing for hard times and you can have 4 passports, from your father, your mother, and your grandfather, who was Irish. Oh, hell, get those freaking passports. All of them. Because if you can travel with a passport that is not from the place that you are in, and that passport can give you other choices. Oh, freaking hell, get it. Because getting that passport is not going to be, oh hell, I'm just going to the embassy and I'm going to get it within 1 week. What the hell? Oh hell no, you're not getting it within 1 week. You're getting it maybe within 1 or 2 years. And that is in good times and everything working out perfectly. Because you will have to prove, okay, where the hell did your mother get born? Where the hell is a passport from your mother? How the hell, all of those things that will depend upon each embassy, and it will be insane trying to go through each process. But the point is that, what the hell? You want to open yourself a hell of a lot of choices. Sorry, I got interrupted again. So this first step, meaning pre-prepping, this is not prepping. This is you making an exit strategy. This is you having options. Having options, meaning getting to make the choices, meaning on your own terms and on your own pace and on your own everything. Now, I'm going to explain to you what happened. About 15 years ago, or something like that, my grandma was alive, and her parents are from Europe, and we could get Italian passports. Now, if we could get Italian passports, this is because my grandmother needed to go to the embassy and said, hey, my mother is Italian. So basically, my grandmother needed to do all of these things so that we could get Italian passports. Unfortunately, my grandmother could not do it. But if this was done when my cousins asked, because here's the deal, when you have someone that is going to help the entire family has to be on board. So at this point, a lot of people were like, my mother is not doing that. She's sick. I don't want her to travel, whatever. So, it might be difficult. If the person that needs to pass down the passport is not willing to go to the embassies and do the things that you're supposed to be doing, the paperwork and everything, you might not be able to get it. And if you take too long, like right now, for example, my grandmother is dead. She cannot go and get anything because she's dead. And because I am not the daughter of my grandmother, then I can't ask for anything, because most of the passports will last up to 2 generations. 1 or 2 generations, some of them. It will depend upon, the country that you're in. So basically, we lost the opportunity to get the Italian passport. And not only that, but, making this kind of diligence or stuff, it will require money. And let's say that, your mother is from Spain and you have 4 brothers or sisters, and then you ask your mother, hey, mom, please do the thing in the embassy and then give us, all of us, passports from Spain. Now, if your brother, you have 4 brothers, and the 4 brothers that you have go kind of like, what? Oh, hell no, I don't want Spanish passports and stuff. Then, if your 4 brothers go kind of like, oh, hell no, we are not doing it, we're not signing, we're not going, we're not paying, oh, crap, you are going to be, in trouble. Because basically that could put a hold into all of the projects that you have about getting another passports and stuff like that, because they are not on board. Hell, for all I know, your mother is the one that will say, hey, I have the Spanish passport, but yeah, I don't want to go to the embassy, and I don't want to do any of these things. So, yeah, and then you're kind of like, Mom, I want the passport. And then they go kind of like, why? And then it will be family thing, So it will become like a issue. So again, is your family on board? And are you expecting these kind of problems? Now, if you're thinking, okay, I don't want a passport from another, country or anything like that, I just want to leave, then again, is your passport ready? Because your passport is one of those things that it will be very, very, very important that you get. Because getting a passport during hard times is I'm not going to say impossible, because it's not, but oh hell, it's going to be very, very hard. And this is why when people leave, you are left with no choices. And if you are left with no choices, you will be pressured into making things rash, and you will have, very limited options as to what do you want to do with your life and anything else. You can't ask for asylum in other countries. You can't work. You can't ask properly. You will face human trafficking. You will face, xenophobic people that will hunt you down. You will face not getting proper treatment, lawful treatment. You will face more expensive things with less money. Oh my freaking God. Oh hell no. And that is if you decide to leave. However, let's say that you decide to stay. If you decide to stay, you are going to be facing the opposite choice, meaning you're going to be facing divorces and facing, people that are leaving and they want you to live with them. And since you don't want to live, you're basically breaking your family apart. Because let's say that now it's hard times. And now your brothers want to leave. And you are like, but I told you that we could have left with the Spanish passports or whatever. And then they go, yeah, but no, we're leaving with the US passports. And then you're like, oh no, hell no, I just got married and, I just got the kid and I'm not leaving. So it's like, oh crap. Because people will change their minds all the freaking time about leaving or staying, and they will not ask you. They will just do it. And when they do it, there is nothing that you can do about it. Your husband will tell you, hey, the divorce papers will be on the mail. Because I'm leaving and you told me that you wanted to stay. Or I'm staying and you decided to leave, so you will be the one who says, hey, the divorce papers are on the mail. And facing all of that with kids, and facing all of that with, with teens, somehow this is all going to be your fault. Because partially it is. Why? Well, because you were left with no choices. And you didn't have, money. And now you don't have money enough to afford food, let alone, a $2,000 passport. So, I'm just saying that when you go to war, you need two things. You need financial planning, as in financial knowledge and all of that. And then you also need an exit strategy. You need an evac plan. And if you don't and you stay, you gotta understand that you are facing being left behind. You will be left behind. And there is no way, I haven't met one family in my entire country that hasn't faced this problem. Either because their family members left and now they are the ones who are left behind, or they left and now they don't know how to help the people that they left behind. And this is, it's hard, and it's one of those things that will break mentally, emotionally, physically. It will break you financially, and it will break you everything. It will affect all of your entire levels in everything in your life. So, are you the type of people that will rather leave, or are you the type of person that will rather stay? And if so, do you think your family is going to stay with you? Because as soon as you got teens, as soon as they are 18, they will leave. If they can leave, they will probably leave you. And you will probably have no choice. And then you will see your kids leave, your grandkids leave, and everybody will leave, and you will not know what the hell. So, are you on board? Are you as a unit? Are you the type of person that will follow your husband everywhere? Or will you follow your wife everywhere? Even if she or he decides to stay in hell. Because that is, oh hell. I don't know, it will depend upon you. Good luck with that, and I hope that, you do have a plan, you do have choices, and you talk to your family, about these choices, and you make them with enough time so that they don't come as a surprise, or then this will become your graveyard, because no documentation means no nothing, no work, no nothing, no anything. And this is one of those things in which the system will actually work. In terms of, you don't get documents, you don't work. You don't get documents, you don't get help. You don't get rent. You don't get this, or they don't get that. And living without documentation, it is quite hard. And is nearly impossible in some places. So, you don't fix your documentation now, it might be too late when you want to do it. And if it is too late, you gotta figure out a way to handle that, being left behind on top of everything else that you're dealing with.